I forget what that stupid intro that Record of Ragnarok Season 1 kept saying. I think it went something like, you like Loki from the MCU? We got Loki. A little bit different.
Is Loki, one of the 12?
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
No, it's like, the gods have forsaken the humans. No longer shall they live. Except the Valkyries say nay. We shall give them one more chance in the Ragnarok.
Hi, I was gonna say I'm character simp, but I don't really, I guess Adam simp? I'm the Adam simp, Annie.
I'm Minty.
And this is FunUntitled, where we serve every podcast with an FU.
So this is Record of Ragnarok Season 2, Battles 4 and 5, where the humans have 1 victory and the gods have 2. And if you don't remember, I kind of said the gist of it already, but in a battle of 12?
Well, unless one side hits 7 first.
Wait, you think so?
Well, what are you gonna do? Is make if someone hits 7, okay. But did you think about making the later matches double or nothing? Come on, it'd be funny.
Maybe battle 6 will screw things up. But if the gods wins, the earth gets restarted and they'll pick a new animal as the main species. Maybe
was
elephant.
that it?
No, but there was this one god who was like, let's not use monkeys this time. Next time we'll do something else.
My hero.
And so if the humans win, then they get to keep going.
Keep on trucking. And the god's like, okay, yeah, a human be the god. I'd like to see that happen. And then a lady who is honestly not important came and said, I'll make it happen. Buddha, get over here. And
wait, that's too much, I think, of the Buddha.
That's too much?
Yeah, it's too much. Let's dial it back. Let's go back to Battle 4.
Okay. So Battle 4, as you know, if you saw Season 1 to 3, it's always a theme between the matchups where everyone's like, are you sure this is random? I think you guys did some planning.
There's some poeticness to this matchup.
Because the first one was 2 people who was way too strong. The second one was the father of God, father of man.
That's a good one.
Yes. And now the third one, the most heroic good god versus the most evil human.
4th one.
That's the 4th one? What's the 3rd one? Oh, I remember the 3rd one. What was the theme for the 3rd one? Poseidon versus Samurai Man.
I don't know. A god that they made more important than he really was. And a human who was just part of Japanese history. So he was also made more important than he really was.
Oh, I know what the theme was. They were both bitches. Because that battle wasn't the greatest.
I wonder if it's they're both unknown fighters.
Oh.
They don't have the strongest stories, but they have a few that underestimates. I don't know. The 3rd one was kind of weak in storytelling wise.
I would love the 3rd one. The theme was, oh, they're not known in history, but they're strong. And then I forget about them.
I mean, it kind of feels like that's what happened. So going to the 4th one, it's Hercules.
Wasn't that good of a guy if you look at the actual myth.
And also, pretty sure you're supposed to pronounce it as Hercules. Hercules?
Hera's coming out of the closet. I'm sorry, what? Huh? That little bitch boy? That's not my son? Is his name after me? Huh? I'll kill him. That's no Disney bullshit here. I will kill Hercules.
Not Hades. Fuck Hades. He doesn't have the balls I have.
You think James Wood looking ass would have killed Hercules? No, that was me.
Holy shit, the reference. But Hercules is the Roman name. Versus the most well-known serial killer of all of U.S. history. Hold on, that's John Wayne Gacy. UK history. Or Ted Bundy.
They call him the womb taker. He can defeat any womb. You put him in a room full of fetuses, he'll come out on top.
It's Jack the Ripper.
I think I made that joke one time in Catholic school and no one liked it.
God damn, Annie.
I think back then, I don't think they knew what I meant. I didn't think you'd actually be fighting a bunch of fetuses.
I don't think everyone's into learning about Jack the Ripper serial killer history. But it's very fascinating.
So, I don't know why, but Hercules is a goody two-shoe who's like, you want to make the whole battle arena into the London? Sure, why not? I don't give a shit.
To be fair though, that's a red flag.
Red flag.
That you have a specific area that you want to fight. Red flag. No, the death flag.
So Jack the Ripper's powers include the backpack from Dora the Explorer. Backpack. He can put many things inside and take it out.
Must be the size of his palm where he can't do that well.
versus Hercules, who has a club that represents the 10 trials?
12 trials.
12 trials. One of them was holding the planet up for Atlas. That wasn't included in this battle, though. Another was to play with Cerberus, the dog. I think it's so stupid they put Cerberus in this one when Hades comes and it's like, hey, who took my fucking dog?
This battle was always weak. It's not interesting because Jack the Ripper going from this is my power, no, this is my power, no, this is my power. It's just very annoying.
Oh, but when Hisoka and Crollo does it in Hunter x Hunter, that's fine.
That one's different because that one that's confusing as hell. Dude, it's just the same powers. It's just used differently.
I just think Jack the Ripper had very boring powers. And because like the whole main climax is that, oh, each of the humans get a Valkyrie to turn into a weapon for them to fight the gods. So his gloves are now the weapons. Whatever he touches turns into a weapon that can harm a god. But for some reason, he needed to get his blood all over his hands to turn them into weapons and use that to fight Hercules. Like, just use the gloves. What? What property does your blood add to your gloves to make them sharp as blades that it can pierce through a man?
That's a good point.
And also, how do you have Jack the Ripper and not give him a signature weapon of how he took down all those babies?
Oh my Annie, please.
Like, you're telling me he used a scalpel for all those fights? I'm just saying, in Black Butler, they gave him a chainsaw. Got the first chainsaw, man. You know what I mean?
You know, if Hercules got to name his fights after the 12 trials, Jack the Ripper should have named his after the 5 canonical.
Jeez.
What?
And it was the 6th victim, baby. It was the Queen of England. That's right, it was me. I took down Princess Diana.
Oh my god.
Are they even in the same time frame? No, right?
No.
Unless
no.
Jack the Ripper is immortal. And that's why I never caught his ass.
That makes no sense whatsoever.
Because he's immortal. He can just like live on the ground and not eat anything. And then that's why no one found him. But he came out with...
Or Princess Diana. Wasn't she killed in America?
I think she was killed in Egypt.
You think it was Egypt?
I think so.
Hold on, pause the show.
Oh, France. It was France.
Egypt was totally left field.
Oh, but America wasn't. I'm at least in the same continent. You can walk from Paris to Egypt.
What?
You can't walk from Paris to America. You can walk from Paris to Egypt.
I think technically there is a sliver of land that connects Europe and Africa.
Yeah. Bigger than America's. Could you imagine if there's a sliver of land from Europe to America?
We'd be monopolizing the shit out of that crap.
Hell yeah.
We'd make a train out of it.
We'll have those bullet trains from Japan.
Oh, we need to have bullet trains.
If we can make a garbage island, why can't we just make a garbage highway?
Highway.
So, yeah, Jack the Ripper versus Hercules, and, you know, no one's powers was that great. Hercules' tattoo was just kind of like, we're gonna hype up the fact that every time he uses his powers, he gets closer to dying. It's like, cool.
I hate that aspect. It seems like, then why would you have a power like that? And when do you ever use it?
Like, does it reset? Because that tattoo, it progressed really fast when he used it.
I also think, like, if you're gonna have the 12 trial references, like, actually reference it and not just have a lion's head.
Alright, we talked a bit about the battles, but let's go for the part that everyone really cares about according to the author. Let's talk about some backstory that interrupted these fights. Who was worse, Hercules or Jack the Ripper's?
I actually like Jack the Ripper's story. I like the whole, like, going insane, and I mean, the whole color thing was kind of weird, but, you know, it came full circle in the end.
God, we gotta talk about how gay that was at the end later.
No. We're not shipping. We're not even feeding those who want to ship Jack and Hercules.
I'm not saying we ship it. I just want to talk how awkward it was. We're like, you know, we'll talk about it now, because unless you want to talk about Hercules' shitty past.
I don't want to talk about Hercules' past, and let's talk about, like, the actual Hercules.
Okay. Like, Hercules, like, hugging Jack the Ripper, like, do you see it? Do you see how much I love humanity? And Jack the Ripper's like, yes, I do. Oh, God, it's so beautiful. You're prettier than me, mom. And then Hercules said, all right, bye. And Jack the Ripper won the 2nd point for humanity.
I will say, though, they did improve their animations. I mean, it wasn't the PowerPoint that Adam and Zeus brought up, like, last minute.
Boy, I wish I could have saw anything, though, because everything was so gosh darn diddly dark. Like, I think it would have been interesting if you saw the colors of Hercules during the whole fight. Like, you know, like, maybe, like, he's always yellow and, like, always not just pitch black.
It would have given away the ending, that he's his mom.
Little foreshadowing here and there doesn't hurt. So, maybe they got so many complaints from last season, or maybe this season they knew a daddy was coming, so they needed to put more money in the budget.
Who's daddy?
Who does Loki meet in the foyer? It's Buddha.
The dude's in like 10 minutes max of scenes.
Yeah, but he was in the opening. He's important.
In next season.
He was in the opening.
We've already talked about this in our ranking of the top 6 battles, but Buddha is like one of the best characters ever.
Yeah, like no spoilers, but come on. Stop me if this turns racist.
Whoa.
I kind of get Buddha and Muhammad confused of who I can mention and who I can't. Because Muhammad, we cannot see his picture, right? That's why you can't have him on TV or anything.
Right.
But Buddha, like, it's not sacrilege to say his name, right?
No, I also don't think it's sacrilege to say Muhammad's name.
Oh, okay.
Because Muhammad is a very common name to give people. But you can't have any depictions of imagery.
Can we depict Buddha?
Yes, they sell Buddha charms.
I don't know, man. I get the two confused. I said this.
Muhammad, I believe, is Islamic.
So, you looking forward to Loki's future fight?
God, no,
Summons
he's so
chains.
annoying.
I wish they didn't write out Thor. Like, write out Ares for the love of God. Bring back Thor.
Ugh, they have way too many Greek gods into this story to not have Ares in it.
I cannot believe Aphrodite was in the beginning, but the creator was like, nah. We're gonna need someone stupid for what I have in plan. Come here, Ares. And they made Ares look just like Aphrodite. And I'm like, well, as an Ares Aphrodite fan, as a shipper, I meant, not particularly in Record of Ragnarok.
What are you talking about? Ares looks nothing like Aphrodite.
They're both white blonde bitches. And you're like, oh, that's just Greek. But then I point at Hermes being like, hey, they can look different.
Because they're both white and blonde.
Yeah. I guess Poseidon was also white and blonde.
I'm gonna beat the living shit out of you.
Do it.
None of those people are watching. I want to be pay-per-view.
So, Valkyrie lady, who I don't always remember the name
Brunhilde.
of. Brunhilde. She's like, alright, tiny Valkyrie, let's go to the fuck chamber.
The what?
Bam! We meet a tall man named Raiden, and he is sleeping with a lot of women. Like, in the manga, it is very sexy.
In the anime, not so much.
I mean, they gotta tone down the sexiness, you know?
Ridiculous. It's like a 1-second scene.
And Raiden's like, alright, give me the sexiest Valkyrie you have, and I will turn her into my loinclaw.
Oh god, it can't be me. I don't want it. Is that why you brought me here?
I didn't give consent.
That's why I just look at it like, you're just following me.
Also, he said the sexiest Valkyrie. You think that's you?
Yes, absolutely.
Me with my unique orange tracksuit that doesn't match any of the other Valkyries. Seriously, why does she look like that?
None of them look like what they're supposed to.
I'm just saying the other Valkyries had like a uniform with the white outfits.
Are you sure?
Yes, white power.
Oh, I don't think we want to get into the white glove society.
So Raiden goes up, and in round
5,
I can count. You know, one time I had to count up to 5 in Spanish, and I was like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and no one was impressed.
Are we supposed to be? I think Spanish is supposed to be one of the easiest languages to learn.
So you're not impressed.
No.
All right.
If you go up to 10, I'd be a little bit more.
So we see Raiden versus.
Yeah, not do it.
I struggled really hard to get to Cinco de Mayo. We fight Shiva from Indian culture. Shiva's also hot.
I think Shiva is he one of the big 3?
Pretty sure.
'Cause I think it's like Brahman, Rama, and Shiva are the 3 main gods.
Remember when we took that religion class in college together and we had that little tiny book we had to study?
Yes.
Good times. Nice teacher.
It's actually she was a really good teacher.
Yeah, he was really excited, and I was like, man, this must be like your 80th time repeating this.
That's why I don't understand teachers. How can they say the same shit to a bunch of people who don't give a fuck?
If I, had to tell people, all right, this is the plot of Demon Slayers, I could be excited every time.
I guess so.
So let's talk about their backstories first, because their fight wasn't the greatest.
I mean, this of all the battles was probably the heaviest in themes, right? Raiden is a prodigy of a sumo wrestler who used his sumo powers to get money for his poor town, and he loved it so much. It was also because it was like going against of him being born with this weird condition where at first he couldn't move, and then all of a sudden his muscles became too powerful for him, which again is very stupid. I'm like, what the is the real story of Raiden that made him think this was a good to have?
Are you insinuating this is not the real story of Raiden? Are you trying to tell me you don't think that Raiden muscles was like his poor family had to put him together in a weird wooden Iron Man suit just so his muscles wouldn't keep breaking and killing him?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not real.
My only problem with Raiden is that we kind of already saw this backstory with Lubu with the too strong, but he just took a different approach to like, I want to be a good man, but when I'm super strong and I fight people weaker than me, that makes me feel like a bully, so that doesn't make me feel like a good man. So I'm gonna put like the 1,000 seals on myself.
I forgot about the seals.
Yeah, that's what his weapon does. It's like keeps his body together even though he unleashed the seals.
It's also very oh my god. Are you trying to make a puppet history reference?
Wasn't puppet history, just making a really bad seal joke.
And when was the first thing you hear about seals and Orphy?
I'm pretty sure Sea Life Park, our home state. I like to just add to the lore, we now live in Sea Life Park. Every weekend we come together to do a podcast in the basement of Sea Life Park.
The water is our soundproofing.
That's why it's dog shit.
Oh yeah, actually, I think sound actually travels faster through water than in air, and then faster in solids than in water.
Wait, that's my only problem with Raiden is just that it feels like the creator's like, I really fucked up with Lubu. Let me just make this better the second time.
I thought they were different enough. I just thought the way his muscles worked was growth. I mean, I like the idea of like, oh, I couldn't go full strength, but now I can.
I think it's the weirdest thing in the world to have. This is Raiden. This is an OC I made. Raiden and this OC are now in love.
You don't know. Maybe those 13 Valkyries are real.
Does that make it weirder?
No.
That's like me saying, hey, I ship this god from Norway with this god from Canada.
It's like saying you ship a god from Norway with a god from Greek, and they made a weird baby who is like a third of so many things, and then it's like you watch the story and it's like, oh, it all comes together.
I always wanted Bigfoot and the Yeti to have a baby though.
Aren't they might be the same creature?
I always figure it's like the polar bear and the grizzly bear who had a baby. If the Yeti could just swim over to warmer lands, we could make it happen.
Supposedly polar bears and grizzly bears are getting it on more often now.
Oh yeah, we opened the floodgate, baby.
Which I'm like, who's finding who's sexy?
Okay, so Shiva's backstory is that Shiva was a dancer and he had a gay boyfriend who I think was the god of thunder? Storms, okay.
Shiva was a dancer, that's why they made him the god of destruction.
And Shiva's like, I want to dance all day. But his boyfriend's like, I want to get to the top of the god pile. I want to be the number one god. I want to have all the god hopes and dreams on my shoulders. And Shiva's like, I didn't hear a single shit. I was dancing, but I'll come with you.
This story makes no sense.
So they defeat all the gods. They have all the gods' hopes and dreams on them. But at the top, the storm god's like, all right, Shiva, now we gotta duke him up. And Shiva's like, I don't want it. I'm in love with you.
It was very gay.
So they start beating the shit out of each other. And Shiva's like, this will never end because I keep beating his face in, but he keeps getting up. And so Shiva's like, all right, I'm gonna give up. But then the storm guy's like, what, you gonna give up? Bitch, no, I'm gonna give up. And then I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna get milk.
No, my father went to get milk and he never came back.
That's why I took up dancing.
He already had dancing. Oh, wait, gotcha.
And that's Shiva's backstory, y'all. You leave in the comments how accurate that is.
Pretty sure it has nothing to do with Hinduism. But as two very powerful fighters who is finally able to go all out, I mean, it's kind of a sucky battle, right? It's no Zeus versus Adam, no 6-round battle, which I think we're on the fence is good or bad. We just like Buddha. Oh, shit, spoiler.
And the season ends with that. But
does the season end with Buddha fighting for humanity? He does, right?
yeah, he announces that.
Okay, good.
So, I don't know. It wasn't the worst battle. Obviously, Hercules versus Jack the Whip was the worst.
Oh, 100%.
It just felt like it was weird because we didn't really get to see that many sumo techniques. We didn't get to see that much anything other than punching or Shiva turning red.
And the fire.
I forgot about fire. In the manga, it was much more important. I felt like when the anime, they kind of glossed over that. So, Shiva decapitates Raiden, and we have to live with that.
That was weird, right?
Yeah, that was a bit weird.
And then, like, he was like, oh, Valkyrie, you can leave. But Valkyrie's like, no, I love you. And I'm like, are we ever gonna have a story where a woman is not just in love with a man and her life gets worse because of it?
Titanic.
Titanic.
I think the girl lives in the end.
What are you talking about?
Rose? She lives.
Oh.
So-
I mean, I guess.
Top of my head, man.
That was the first one. Oh shit. Movie that came out before you were born was the first thing you could think of.
So Zeus is like, oh shit, let's keep this lead up with 4-2. Buddha, you get up there, you fight.
4-2. Only been 5 matches.
Oh, wait, 3-2. And Buddha, you get up there. And Buddha's like, I'm about to do a fucking twist. I think it's very cool that Buddha did the whole, I'm using my mythology to explain how to
Oh, I don't think they get there yet.
Oh, that's why Loki confronted Buddha.
Yeah, but you know, did they talk about the principle?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's the only time Loki talks about it with Buddha, that's why. So yeah, I just think it's cool that the creator actually did read something and didn't pull something out of his ass.
And yet he'll put 4 Greek gods in a story of 13. Like 2, I will accept. When there's millions of religions.
Me looking at the manga knowing that there's more Greek gods coming.
That's gonna participate in the battle?
Well, they're coming. Lord, they're coming.
I don't mind if they're like on the sides. Except Hermes. Hermes always gets like this important role in stories. And I'm like, Hermes is not important at all.
I just wish Hermes didn't look just like Black Butler.
Nothing wrong with having a Sebastian stan.
I think he said the guy from the MCU.
What's Sebastian's last name?
I forget.
Is it Michaels?
Maybe.
Or is his first name Michael? I know Sebastian was the name of the dog.
Sebastian Phantom Hive, maybe?
They did not give him the last name Phantom Hive. Wouldn't that be weird? It's like, this isn't like the Hyuga main and side branches.
I'm just saying, isn't it weird that for Mario, his full name is Mario because it's the Mario brothers?
Oh my god.
So, yeah, we have Luigi Mario. So why can't we have Sebastian Phantom Hive?
Mr. and Mr. Mario, we need you to come quickly. Like, we're not kid lovers. Don't say it like that. Call us the Mario brothers. But don't forget about me.
So next season we'll get to see Buddha versus the Simps.
I just want to see the Buddha fight in the 3rd season.
It's very curious to see what they're going to do for season 4. Either the manga has to catch up real fast to finish 2 fights, or the anime's going to get an anime original ending.
Oh god, please no.
Could you imagine if, like, oh wait, from this point out, humans side wins every match?
We should watch Epic Rap Battle again.
And with that, we'll see you next time for Record of Ragnarok Season 3. And nothing before then.